So Lancelot is just incredibly glitzy. The gemmy bridle glittered free, like to some branch of stars we see hung in the golden galaxy. The bridal bells rang merrily. So not only beautiful sights, but beautiful sounds, merrily ringing bells. As he rode down from Camelot, and from his blazoned baldric slung a mighty silver bugle hung, and as he rode his armor rung beside remote Shalott. Again, here's Lancelot, and the way we know he's there, and the way the lady knows he's there, is she hears something unusual. Yes, he's beautiful. She can see him glittering in her mirror, the light reflecting off his beautiful armor, but she hears the fact that he has little bells on his horse, and he has a bugle that is kind of bumping along. All in the blue unclouded weather, thick jeweled shone the saddle leather, the helmet and the helmet feather burned like one burning flame together as he rode down from Camelot. As off through the purple night, below the starry clusters bright, some bearded meteor trailing light moves over green Shalott. He came into her field of vision like a meteor, something from outer space. His broad clear brow in sunlight glowed, on burnished hooves his war horse trode. From underneath his helmet flowed his coal-black curls as on he rode. As he rode down from Camelot, from the bank and from the river, he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tira-lira, sang Sir Lancelot. So he's singing. It's almost as though he's singing a duet with her. He's beautiful in every respect. He's got beautiful hair, curly hair. He comes from Camelot. He comes from that storied place that she's never been able to visit. You know, he represents Camelot to her. Maybe there are other people like him in Camelot, she must think. But she sees him only in the mirror. It's such an arresting sight that she left the web, she left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room, she saw the water-flower bloom. She's never seen anything not in her mirror. She saw the helmet and the plume. She goes to look at the outside world and is blown away. She looked down to Camelot. She's never ever done that. Out flew the web and floated wide. The mirror cracked from side to side. The curse has come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. Her mirror cracked because she looked outside her prison walls and saw a world of life, living things, a beautiful living man, and nature, the water flower, and the helmet, and the plume of Sir Lancelot. What happens? What does the curse entail? She knows she must get out of her safe place, her castle that seems like a prison, that she must go out into the real world, even though she knows that she will be cursed. She will not be able to enjoy that life because of this supposed curse. In the stormy east wind straining, the pale yellow woods were waning, the broad stream in his blanks complaining, heavily the low sky raining. Oh, it's a horrible day. But she is determined to go down to Camelot. Outside the isle a shallow boat beneath a willow lay afloat. Below the carven stern she wrote, "The Lady of Shalott." So people will know. She knows that she probably won't survive the trip, but she's going to let people know who she was. A cloud-white crown of pearls she dight, all raiment in snowy white, that loosely flew, her zone in sight, clasped with one blinding diamond bright, her wide eyes fixed on Camelot. I'm going to see Camelot and die. Though the squally east wind keenly blew, with folded arms serenely by the water stood the queenly Lady of Shalott. So the weather, which was beautiful, it was summer, the peasants were bringing in the sheaves, has turned to fall and winter now. And this weather, again, we've got the pathetic fallacy that the weather expresses human emotions, an important factor in various poetic works. The idea that the weather mirrors the main character's inner turmoil. And certainly that's true here. The lady is about to leave her home forever, and she's very troubled, even though she feels she has to go. She marched across the room, and once she heard Lancelot, heard and saw Lancelot, it was all over. She has to go out and try to live her life in the sunshine. Except it isn't sunshine, it's raining. With a steady stony glance, like some bold seer in a trance, beholding all his own mischance, mute with a glassy countenance, she looked down to Camelot. These words show that something is wrong. A steady, stony glance. This is not a happy trip. Like some bold seer in a trance, she knows that this journey will be the end of her. Beholding all his own mischance. The seer, it's like a fortune teller telling his own fortune, and it's all bad things going to happen. Mute with a glassy countenance, she can't go back. She simply can't go back. It was the closing of the day, so it's sunset. She loosed the chain and down she lay, the broad stream bore her far away, the Lady of Shalott. As when to sailors while they roam, by creeks and outfalls far from home, rising and dropping with the foam, from dying swans wild warblings come, blown shoreward, so to Camelot, still as the boat had wound along, the willowy hills and fields among, they heard her chanting her death song, the Lady of Shalott. So she didn't go quietly, but it was a funeral dirge. It was a sad song. A long-drawn carol, mournful, holy, she chanted loudly, chanted lowly, till her eyes were darkened wholly, and her smooth face sharpened slowly, turned to towered Camelot, for ere she reached upon the tide, the first house by the waterside, singing in her song she died, the Lady of Shalott. It was death to her to reach Camelot, even though that's the place where she longed to be. Under tower and balcony, by garden wall and gallery, a pale, pale corpse she floated by, dead cold between the houses high, dead into towered Camelot. Knight and burgher, lord and dame, to the planked wharfage came. Below the stern they read her name, the Lady of Shalott. They crossed themselves, their stars they blessed, knight, minstrel, abbot, squire, and guest. All of these people. Camelot is a hub of civilization. All of these different people live there. So different from her quiet, silent castle prison. It's all the life of civilization that's going at the time. An exciting place to be. And she dies when she reaches it. There lay a parchment on her breast that puzzled more than all the rest. The well-fed wits at Camelot. The web was woven curiously. The charm is broken utterly. Draw near and fear not. This is I, the Lady of Shalott. So what are we to think about this poem? I think it's pretty clear that the lady represents Victorian womanhood, and her magic web that she's weaving is inside this enclosed space, this domestic space, and for her to leave her domestic space, like Victorian women, the angel in the house. She's the angel in the house, even though there are no other people mentioned there. She is the angel in the house creating art. Uh, many people have commented that she's also a symbol of the artist in the Victorian period, because there she is creating a wall hanging. And what does she put in her wall hanging? She puts whatever she sees in her mirror. She reflects the life that she sees outside. But no, her desire, when she sees Lancelot and falls in love with him, presumably, what her desire is to go out and live life, not just to see it pass by. And certainly feminist critics have interpreted this as the lady's desire to go outside the sphere that has been allotted to her, the home, and to be more than the angel in the house. She does have some marks of the femme fatale, in that she is mysterious. The people around think of her as a fairy, as someone who deals in magic, things that they don't understand. And the fact that this curse, this spell that she's under, means that when she leaves her safe space, that she actually dies, and it going out into the world kills her. And certainly, even though this poem was written originally in 1832, published in 1832, it's very clear that expectations for Victorian women hadn't changed much since then, and that the lady represents not only the artist, but Victorian women who are middle-class women who are expected to stay in their home and nurture the next generation and be a comfort for their husband, no matter what they might like to do in the outside world. The outside world is death to them, and the allegory there is pretty clear.